On a recent video, I made use of a trucker's knot while hanging up a hammock. And upon further review of that video, Mrs. Flying Squid pointed out to me that I hadn't explained very well what a trucker's knot was, and that possibly somebody doesn't know how to do a trucker's knot. Given the fact that most of the point of this channel is to teach other people stuff that I've figured out or stuff that people have taught me, I would be remiss if I didn't show you, in detail, a trucker's knot. The venerable trucker's knot derives its name from the fact that it's commonly seen on the back of a semi-truck, either securing down cargo or holding down a tarp or a cargo net on top of that cargo. But I have ratchet straps, you say? Well, so do I. And it seems as though every time I reach for a ratchet strap, either it's too short for what I need, or the tail end has slipped out of the slot and I have to fool around with poking that back through, or it's slipped apart and I can't even find the other end of it. Well, let me promise you this. With a length of rope, you're never going to be searching for the other end of it. Provided you have a long enough length of rope, it will always be long enough for whatever you're tying down in the back of your pickup. And that is just the beginning of the things that a trucker's knot is useful for. With the help of my biggest fan here, I'm going to show you in a very detailed fashion how to tie this knot, and then I've got a little bit of a demo rigged up so that you can kind of see it in action. So first things first, we're going to say that what you see as the left end is already secured to something. That's the other end where you've already got it hooked onto one eyelet in the back of your truck. This end over here, our biggest fan, is operating as the other eyelet where we need to be doing all the working here. So first things first, you need to tie, starting with your moving end, you need to tie a slip knot. Just a simple, easy slip knot. Loop and pull it through. That is so when you're done with this whole business, when you've unloaded your truck, that knot doesn't have to stay right there. You could potentially tie a knot like so, which will work just as well. I know this from experience. It'll work just as well, but after you've got it nice and tight for a while, when you go to try to untie this knot, it is not going to want to come loose. So, use a slip knot. So that it'll come loose when you're done. Now that you're done with that, you're going to take the end of your rope and you're going to go through this imaginary eyelet. You are now going to come back up through this loop. Now you have not only some securing power, but you also have some essentially some pulleys. So you have some extra leverage. Over here acts as a pulley and here acts as a pulley. So when you pull on this, you're getting twice the pulling power to tighten it down. So you're doing a lot more work by moving it just a little ways than you would be if you were just purely pulling on it. Once you get it tight, all you have to do is loop a little loop through here and pull that tight. As this pulls, it's going to be pulling against this, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it pulls tighter, it tightens as it pulls right here. So this is never going to come loose unless you pull on this end of it and it comes right loose whenever you want it to. And then of course you pull out your slip knot and you're back to just having a piece of rope. For demonstration's sake, I have rigged up in the rafters up there a spring hooked to one end of this rope, just so I have a little bit of resistance. I also have an eyelet attached to my workbench here that's going to act as that second eyelet on our pickup truck. So, first things first, I'm going to make that slip knot using the working end, coming around, and there's a loop. Now, I'm going to take this end, and I'm going to go through the eyelet on my truck, pull it all the way through, back up through here. At this point, you want to make sure to be still holding up here, because if you just pull on this, you're going to be wanting to pull out your slip knot. So, going up here, through now the slip knot loop, and you may pull on that until your heart's content. Okay, so now it's nice and tight. We're just simulating that it's good and tight up here. Grab it here with a little loop right here, back up through that, pull it tight, and you have the best trucker's knot that I could possibly tie tonight. This knot is good for a lot of things. It's not limited to tying stuff down in the back of your truck. It's good for hanging up a hammock. It's good for tightening the guy lines on a tent. It's good for getting your food up and out of the reach of the bears if you're camping in bear country. I've used this knot for years and years and never once been sorry that I did. So, there you have it, a trucker's knot. Click the thumbs up, only if you like the video. You can click the thumbs down if you don't like the video. Leave me a comment if you don't like the video. Tell me what you didn't like about it. But be nice, be courteous. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe. You'll see more of this. And with all that said, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.